Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We are together again on the radio. And in this segment of our program, I want to talk about something I've had personal experience with. Something that I have experienced not only more than once, but I've embarrassed myself every time because I don't know how I get myself into these situations. I don't know. As much as I am an expert in so many areas, as you know from listening to this program, this is a flaw, a fault that I have not been able to fix over the years. It is probably one of the reasons I have been hesitant to be in a serious romantic relationship. And I'm going to come clean and tell you what it is, and then I'm going to see if you are having this experience yourself right now. 3 major times in my life, and there were probably more, but I remember 3. 3 times in my life I got into a situation where I was in a relationship with somebody who was living with me or married to me or both. And I was done with the relationship, okay? Finished. Couldn't take it anymore for whatever reason. Just couldn't do it anymore. Just had no interest anymore. Went through all of the steps, you know. It starts with arguing, frequently followed by nagging, frequently followed by stop nagging me, later followed by I'm not happy, I can't take this stuff, why do you keep doing this? These all sound familiar, don't they, boys? Of course they do. Anyway, after going through that whole process, I do a little gut check. I try to figure out, you know, what I'm going to do about this, how I'm going to deal with it. And I finally come to the conclusion that it's not fixable. I don't make knee-jerk decisions in my life. I am deliberate. I think. I plan. I worry. I fuss. Ultimately, I come up with an exit speech. The hardest thing in the world for me to do is to end a relationship with somebody. Yeah, always was. So I, just like the president writing a State of the Union address, for days or weeks, I will sit there and craft my speech. Because I don't like drama. I don't like melodrama. I like to anticipate all of the buts that are going to come up in a situation like that and try to answer all of them before they come up. My speech contains all of the reasons why I can't take this anymore. All of the reasons why I think it's not fixable. All of the things that I think are wonderful about the person that got me in there in the first place before I knew all of the things about the person that I couldn't stand and I had to get out. I balance the good with the bad. I actually rehearse it. I practice it. I go in there completely prepared to give that speech. Have you ever done that? Rehearsed your speech? Written down bullet points? Prepared for this event? I don't think there's been a time in my life when I just looked at somebody in the middle of an argument and said, get out. I can't take this anymore. I don't think I've ever done that. I think I have always thought about what would be the ramifications. Would she scream? Would she cry? I've been with women who would scream, would cry, would throw things. I've also been with women who would beg for mercy, roll around in a fetal position on the floor. I'm not making this up. Or whatever. try to anticipate all of that. But after giving a speech, after agonizing over it, one of my speeches went over 5 hours. I'm not kidding. I spent over 5 hours outlining all of the reasons I couldn't take it anymore and why it was going to end that day. But somehow, in the course of giving these speeches, once I'm done, the person I'm speaking to is in denial. Like, I never said anything. Like what I just said just went right over their head, or they were numb or something. And so I have had, in these 3 cases, women who wouldn't leave my house. Wherever my house was at the time. They wouldn't leave. I had the one woman who I tried telling that it was over. And she not only didn't leave, she did hear the part that I didn't want to have the relationship anymore, so she continued living there and started bringing other guys home. And I'm like, hey, get out of my house. Now, in this particular case, not only was I stupid, keep in mind, this is when I was about 25 years old. Not only was I stupid at the time, and not nearly the professor I am today, but at that time, I made a really, really dumb mistake. I signed a lease with her. Her name was on the lease, and my name was on the lease. And you want to know something else she did, too? We were not married. And then, frankly, I didn't want to get married. She actually signed the lease. I don't know if she, like, felt like a slut or something because we were going to cohabit. She actually hyphenated her last name and added my last name. And later on started telling people that was her name. Actually got a credit card with that name on it. We didn't have a joint bank account. We didn't have joint finances. Suddenly she's walking around with an American Express card with her last name hyphenated Leykis. So when I told her, I can't take it anymore, get out, she didn't get out. She started bringing guys home, and when I said, I'm not kidding, I want you out, she said to me, hey, this is my place too, both our names are on the lease. And I've discussed this chick on the air before. This is the chick who had forgotten that I had put the deposits down on all of the utilities. And now all of the accounts were in my name. So I had to start disconnecting the telephone, the gas, and finally the electricity in order to get her to move out. I told her, if you want electricity, you can go down to the electric company and put your name on. Put deposit down. You could do that. If you want cable TV, you could call the cable company and have them reinstall, but you'll have to give them a deposit for the box. You'll have to pay for a month in advance. And she either didn't have the money or was unwilling to do these things. So, like a dope, I had originally signed up for all the utilities, but ultimately that was to my advantage because I was able to get her to move out simply by disconnecting all the utilities. Once she moved out, I turned them all back on.
My name's on the lease. Why don't you move out? Why don't you go find yourself someplace to live? My name's on the lease, too.
I'll never forget that day. She had, in the dark, she had to get some guy, probably the next guy she was going to date, had to get some guy with a hand truck. And we lived like on a second-floor walk-up. She had furniture and stuff. And you see the guy in the dark trying to take all her furniture on a hand truck down the stairs. It was great. Very satisfying. And, yes, I did have a chick who, when I told her I didn't want to be together anymore, literally said to me the following: don't take my life away from me. My life, like my breaking up with her would take her life away from her. Don't take my life away from me. And she literally rolled around on the floor and, was kind of crouched there in a fetal position, crying for hours and hours and hours. One person I was with, I gave the speech to. This was the 5-hour speech. And what she started doing, well, not only did she not move out, she did not acknowledge that we had this conversation. She continued living around the house like nothing had happened. She did do a better job of cleaning and laundry and stepped up the household chores, started making meals more often and stuff like that. And I think she thought that I was just threatening to kick her out unless things got better. And so she started doing everything around the house better. But the lack of cooked meals and the lack of, folded clothes and stuff, those were not the primary reasons. Those were only ancillary reasons why I couldn't take it anymore, why I couldn't do it anymore. It took me 6 months to get her to go. And in fact, the way I got her to go, I found her an apartment. I put down a deposit. I called the moving company. And I set them up to come over to take her things. Because she was, like, dumbfounded. Like, when I asked her 5 months later, hey, remember that conversation we had about you moving out? What's the status of that? And she was like, well, I thought things were getting better. Literally, I thought things were getting better. Like I said 5 months ago, I can't take this anymore. You have to go. I mean, how much clearer could a person be than that? You have to go. So 5 months later when I said, well, whatever happened to that? And she said, oh, yeah, I thought things were getting better. I can't believe that you still want me to leave. I thought things were getting better. In the 5 months, we didn't have sex. We hardly talked. Yes, indeed, there was more hot food on the table, but that was about it. She didn't get it. So literally, I had to drive her over to her new apartment. We followed the moving van, or the moving van followed us, and oversee the move so that it happened. Because if I didn't do it, she would have stayed there. She just would have stayed there. And this is the part of the mentality I don't get. If somebody says, I don't want you anymore, how low is your self-esteem to want to stay with somebody who does not want you anymore? How bad is that? Think about this. And I know as I'm speaking these words right now, there are men and women listening to me who are living with somebody they have told point blank, get out. I'm not talking about somebody you hinted about it to. I'm not talking about somebody that you had a conversation and said, we got to get things together, or maybe we should go to a therapist. No. We're beyond that. You have said to the other person, get out. And you can't figure out how to get them out of your house. You can't dynamite them out of the house. I mean, anything you try to do, they will not go. By the way, that one chick who I had to turn the utilities off on, one of the things I did just to make sure she understood that I wanted her out of the house, I brought home this really, really hot chick and had sex with her in what used to be our bedroom. And she got so pissed off she came in and poured a bucket of cold water on us. She was pissed off because I brought another woman home. The relationship is over. You know, if you didn't stay around here, you wouldn't have to see me with other women because you would already be gone, like you're supposed to be. Phones are smoking. I haven't even pitched the phone number yet here, and I know this is a common problem. How do you get rid of people when they don't want to go? Ever been with somebody like that? They just won't leave. By the way, a very good reason not to move in with anybody, you can't get them to leave. No, forget hinting. You have told them, get out. You have to have said those words at some point, get out, for us to have this conversation. Because I want to delve into the mindset of somebody who is told, I don't want you anymore, get out, and then still stays. And I'm trying to figure out what are the reasons. They're too cheap to get their own place. They can't find a roommate. They're depressed. They're not hearing a word you're saying. They think they can convince you to change your mind. They just want to make life difficult for you and do things like that one woman I was with, the one who said, well,
Wait, my name's Annalise. You get out. You find your own place.
I'm trying to figure out what these people are all about. So, as you call me here at 1-800-5800-TOM, all I need you to do is talk to me about that person. They're there now, okay? They're living with you now. Maybe, by the way, maybe that person's in the room with you right now, and you'd like to make the call in front of them so they can see that you're serious. Like maybe you tried telling them and they don't understand or they don't get it. Maybe if you dial me right now at 1-800-5800-TOM and said it to me in front of them, maybe they'd see you're serious. Maybe you could put them on the phone and then I could try to get inside their head a little bit. It's the most agonizing problem I know.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
That's a good slogan for our show. Better than a fatal accident.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. And we're talking about those people who just won't leave. They're still there even though you tell them, get out, get out, get out. They think you're kidding. They just have that blank stare. You know what I'm talking about? Let's say hello to David on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing okay, David.
Yeah, I'm sitting here on the 101 in traffic, and I just listened to your radio show right now. And let me say before I start my story that I have a much higher respect for you now because I am in the same exact situation as you were in. Horrible. It's horrible. These women...
By the way, I don't know about you. It's happened to me over and over.
No, this
they
is my first
just
time.
won't leave.
Yeah. I've been with this girl for I was with this girl for 6 years. High school sweetheart. We graduated from high school, both go to SC. Now we were living together about 6 months ago. About 2 months ago, we broke up, and I told her, hey, you know what? This is my place. I want you out. She's like, well, where am I going to go? And I said, I don't care. It's not up to me. It's up to you. She's like, how can you do that to me? We've known each other for 6 years. And in a way, I do feel sorry for her, but geez.
Why do you feel sorry for her?
Well, I mean, she's a good girl, okay? I have to give it up to her.
But wait a minute. Doesn't she know how to find an apartment or write a check or...
Well, let me tell you, she knows how to find other guys, and she knows how to cheat on me, so yeah, of course. So I'm trying to kick her out, trying to get her out.
She cheated on you?
Yeah, she cheated on me.
Why would you feel sorry for her?
Well, you're right. I shouldn't. I should not feel sorry for her.
I mean, we might be getting to the bottom of why she's not believing you. I'm hoping by talking to people like you, I'll get to the bottom of my problem, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you that...
Yeah, go on.
No, the point is that here she cheated on you,
right?
And you feel sorry for her.
Exactly. Well, all that aside, last 2 months I've been trying to get her out of the house. I've been doing everything I can. I even am like sleeping on the couch now because I don't want to sleep in the same bed as her, and she just won't go. I don't know what to do to get her out.
Now, are both your names on the lease?
Eviction notice, everything.
Are both your names on the lease?
No, just mine.
Uh-huh. Well, you...
I know. I can do it, too. It's all in my power, I guess.
Why don't you do it?
I mean, you said it yourself. Sometimes it's hard. You can't do it. I've been with this girl was with this girl for 6 years, and it's just hard.
So, in other words, it's not that... put it this way. I'm not convinced that you have told her flat out, get out.
Oh, no, I've told her. She's cried and cried and cried. I'm telling her, it's my place. What do you want me to do? We're not together anymore. You're still living here.
How much time is left on the lease?
Another 6 months, 7 months.
6 or 7 months. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you could threaten to move out yourself, I guess.
Well, I suppose.
And you could tell her you're going to do that.
But, I mean, Doesn't that defeat the whole purpose?
No. Well, no. Here's the thing. You're going to tell that you're not going to pay the rent. By the way, who's paying the rent?
Oh, well, she's chipping in. Now she's starting to chip in.
So, wait a minute. You had her move in without paying anything towards the rent?
Well, we were living, like I said, we were living together.
So what?
Still going out.
So what?
I don't know.
Why wasn't she paying her part of the rent?
Yeah. Well, now she is. And
no, she's still not. She's chipping in. When people pay half, you say we share the rent. When you say she's chipping in,
yeah,
it means you're paying 90% of it, right? How much are you paying and how much is she paying?
It's about more than 60-40. I'm paying about $675. She's paying about $250.
That's beyond 60-40.
Yeah.
So your rent is what, $920 a month?
Yeah, about.
So she should be paying $460 a month.
She should be. You're right.
Well, why don't you start with that?
I think that's a good start.
Why don't you tell her, starting immediately, you pay half the rent?
Yeah, she just might do it. She'll start paying.
Well,
the rent.
that's fine. Well, look, you might as well get some money out of this.
That's true. That is very true.
Now, let me ask you another question. Are you having sex with her?
No, not anymore.
And how does she feel about that?
I don't know.
Does she care?
Really talked about that. I don't care. No.
But does she care? Does she come? You're going out with other girls and she knows it?
Oh, she knows I go out with other girls. Yeah.
And does she care?
Well, she doesn't seem like she's going out with other guys.
But does she say anything to you like, I can't believe you're doing that? Or does she just live with it?
Well, okay, it's like this. Like, you could see the disgust in her face, but she doesn't say anything. Like, what is she going to say? She's going to tell me to move out?
Now, hang on a second here, David. We got some people who want to talk to you here. Kat, what did you want to say to David here?
Well, hey, Tom. Dave, if you really want to get rid of this woman, you need to start bringing other women home and banging them right there in your own bed.
Oh, I do. I come home 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, Fridays, Saturdays, whatever. What is she going to say? She's not going to say anything to me. But she's still not moving out. It's
you're doing the other girls in the same bed that she's sleeping in?
Yeah, and I sleep on the couch.
Well, then that needs to change. She needs to be on the couch.
Well, yeah, but she's not budging.
You need to grow some balls and be a man and get her out of there. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, she does my laundry. She cooks and cleans. So now...
Hey, I got a housekeeper that does that for $10 an hour.
That's true. I should replace her with a housekeeper.
Housekeeper is much cheaper than a chick.
Absolutely.
Much cheaper.
All right. I get your point.
All right.
All right.
Kat,
you take me out with the bong rip.
Wait, I'm not done with you
yet,
you're not
David.
Done with me. No, I'm not. You stay right there.
Okay.
Let me get Mary on the air with you. Mary, say hi to David.
Hi, David.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, Dave, I'm good. I have 2 solutions. I agree with Kat. You should bring, it was Kat, right? I think you should bring girls home, sleep with them, which if you do that, then you live in an apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, they will change your locks for you. I used to live in an apartment. I had the same situation. I'd change my locks. They'll charge you, like, I don't know, $15 to $25. Change your locks. Put a lock on your bedroom door where you have to enter it with the key so she can't get in there and sleep in your bed. And make her sleep on the effing couch, okay? Change your door locks. Get rid of this girl. She's dumb. You don't need her anymore. You can find another lady that'll cook and clean for you just the same way.
Yeah, you're right. You are right.
You should listen to your father, Tom.
I will.
And even I don't claim to be an expert in this area.
Yeah.
Because I have made this mistake myself.
Yeah.
And I would love to talk to somebody who is the person who refuses to leave to find out what they're thinking. I would love to get in the head of somebody like that.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? Are you still sleeping with her?
No.
Okay, because the next thing she's probably going to do is try and get pregnant if you still are sleeping with her. Because she seems like that type of girl.
Well, that's one of the reasons. Well, one of the reasons why I suppose she started cheating on me, and one of the reasons why we broke up is because she already wanted to start having babies, and I told her, "Whoa, I'm 23. And, I'm not even done with college yet. Like, what do you mean having babies? Like, Jesus." She just wants to get by. Without having to do any work. I'm trying to.
I'm serious. Go home, tell your apartment manager you have somebody who won't leave your place and keeps coming in, and change your lock. That'll
do
get
that.
rid of her. Put her
I
stuff
think that's the
out
best
on the
solution.
porch.
Yeah, like a cat.
I mean, David, we can call her right now and resolve this issue.
Yeah, call her.
Well, I don't want to bug her at work right now just to make her even more pissed
Why not?
off.
That's the best way to do it. Give bad news at work. Totally ruins the whole day.
See, I'm starting to see one of the problems that I had. Why did I worry so much about what I said and how I said it? You know, I'm in control.
You're right.
What do you why worry about the way you're going to say it? I'm saying this about myself and you. Like, what do you care if you hurt her feelings?
Yeah, I know.
What do you care?
I don't.
You already hurt your feelings by cheating on you, right?
Right.
You shouldn't care
Seriously.
at all.
What am I saying? You're right. You're absolutely right.
Let's call her right now at work.
I can't even argue.
Let's call her at work. Come on, we'll call her right now.
No, come on, no.
Why not?
Because she'll refuse. She won't even talk. She'll hang up.
We'll find out when Dino calls her. We'll find out if she'll go on with us.
You should call her at work and then change your lock.
Yeah, I think I'll just change the locks. She'll have a nice surprise when she comes home. I think that's the best way.
Why do I get the feeling that you're saying this, but you're not actually going to do it?
No, I'll change the locks. I will do it.
When?
I'll do it today. I'm on my way home right now. I think that is the best solution. Just change the locks, and if she has problems, she'll call.
Then she's trespassing.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck, David. Thanks very much for the call. I appreciate it.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Tom, you're amazing. I love you. Do you know that? I still love you. You are my strength. You are my everything.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show, and I'm doing this segment as much for myself as I am for you. 3 times in my life I've had women move in with me, and then, despite telling them it was over, I couldn't get them to leave. And I myself don't know why I was incapable of getting to leave sooner. Why this had to be such a long, drawn-out affair, even after I was very specific. For some reason, they just would not go. Are you with somebody like that? Are you with somebody who just won't leave? 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Monica on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello.
Yes, boy, I'm just like you. This happened more than once, but I learned how to take care of it pretty quickly at this point. Last night, I finally kicked my now ex-boyfriend out once and for all. Got in a big fight. Started, play wrestling. It got a little worse. He pushed the limits. Then he tried to pass out and not talk to me about anything because I'm like, look.
Hello? I think I lost her. There goes another damn cell phone. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. I blame myself. And as I heard the previous caller talking about the chick that would not leave him, she cheated on him and he feels sorry for her. It's like, why? Why? Feeling sorry for them is the wrong thing to do. How about feeling sorry for yourself? Again, I'm saying this as much to myself as I am to anybody else. Why don't you feel sorry for yourself? All the girls you won't sleep with, all the fun you won't have, all the privacy you don't have. She's always there making demands or moving things around, or she's watching TV when you'd like to be watching something else. I mean, there's a million things going on. Why do you feel sorry for her? Now, we have someone on the phone who says he's one of these people. He won't leave. Alan on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm okay.
Well, she broke it to me that she been married for 8 years, wants me out. Definitely not cheating on me, just falling out of love. Unfortunately, there's 2 kids involved, young ones, so it's tough for me to sort of break away and want to leave the household where I'm the father of these kids.
Well, she could just get a divorce, and then that would solve the problem, wouldn't it?
Well, we'll eventually lead towards that. I mean, that's sort of what we're going to eventually get towards. But in the midterm,
but she doesn't want to eventually get to it. She wants to get to it now.
Well, but she's but we're still friends, and she feels that we always will be, and I believe that that's the truth.
But didn't you tell me that she threw you out?
Well, I shouldn't say she threw me out. Actually, I apologize. She didn't throw me out. She basically said that our marriage is done. We're not in love anymore. All we have is a special friendship at this point. So she didn't say get out, but obviously, if she's not going to want to be married to me in the future, I got to get out. It's just a matter of when.
And how old are your kids?
They're young. They're under the ages of 8.
So what, you're going to wait 10 years and then leave?
It's under 10 years. What? Maybe you can help me with some legality. When Tom Cruise got divorced, what was the thing that he did it before 10 years in the state of California, since I'm not from the state of California? Why does it make a difference before or after?
Because after 10 years, you pay vagina-money for the rest of your life.
And under 10 years, which mine will be?
You generally, in California, and I'm not a lawyer, by the way, but you generally pay, 1 year for every 2 years you're together.
Okay, so that's not so bad. And what?
Every 2 days you stay, you owe another day of vagina money.
Well, that's very, very true. But at least I know it definitely will not stay till 10 years, so at least I won't have it for a lifelong. And I'm willing.
How many years have you been married?
It'll be 8.
You're getting awfully close, pal.
Well, there's no way.
Because keep in mind, you're not going to be divorced the day you file for a divorce. California, it takes a long time to get a divorce.
That's something I have to keep in mind. I wasn't.
If I were you, I'd consult with an attorney.
Well, I'm going to definitely need to do that. I definitely will.
Regardless of what you end up doing, I think that's probably a good idea.
Right, but it's not necessarily only the reverse. I mean, I'm not looking. It's amazing that I'm sure you'll have many women call in, but I'm not looking to run so quickly because it's tough to want to leave the nest where even though I know I'm with somebody who isn't in love with me anymore, but there's still children involved, and it's tough.
What if she tells you to get out? Will you get out?
Well, yeah. I mean, and I'll start to look, but I don't feel the pressure to have to run away. If I was cheated on and slighted and it was a whole different story, then I guess I would. But under the circumstance, I guess I'm trying to buy as much time in hoping that maybe now under the different premise that we're living together, maybe she'll change her mind.
Hang on a second, Alan. Richard, what did you want to say to Alan?
Hey, I can tell you from experience that she's telling you she wants to be friends now until the divorce starts. If you move out of that house, you're going to lose everything because the state's going to say you have left the house and you're going to lose everything. You're going to get a divorce. You go into divorce and you be the guy that nobody wants you to be. You be the hard nose and you go, and when you get the upper hand, then you be nice.
Yeah.
Because I tell you right now, what's going to happen is when you go to court, she is going to have the upper hand because she's the woman. Don't you believe for a second she's going to be your friend and you go through a divorce. She's going to want those kids and everything else you have, and if you don't get the upper hand right from the start, you're done.
So then, but if I move out right now, is that...
Don't you move out. Don't you move out
so
of
don't
that
move
house.
out. I was going to say, so that's abandonment if I move out.
You don't move out until she has a court order that says you move out.
Okay. I mean,
because if you move out, you're done.
I mean, I own the house that we're living in.
You're married.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, is the state of California not a common law state?
You mean a community property state?
Community property state?
And yes, it is.
And did you own the property before you were married?
No, we bought it together.
Then you don't own the property. The state says who owns the property. And if you move out of that house, you don't own it. You don't move out of that house until she says, with a court order, until a judge looks at you and says, you get out today or I'm going to put you in jail.
What about legal separation? Is there such a thing in the state of California?
Oh, yeah, legal separations in a lot of states. But don't you move out of that house until there's a court order for you to move out of that house. Make her move out. If you give her the upper hand at the beginning and you're nice at the beginning, you're done. You need to be the hard nose in the beginning from the very start. Once you get the upper hand, then you can be nice and civil because she is not going to be.
Sounds like great advice there.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Thank you, Tom.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Send us an email. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com. Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Call our comment line. The number is area code 310-842-9592. That's 310-842-9592.
The Tom Leykis Show.